When Karen first asked me to speak about discipline, I thought she must have meant the email to go to Vicky. I mean, Vicky's great with her physical stuff, with her eating, with her routines. I'm terrible at all those sorts of things. And of course, we're watching the Olympics at the moment, which means all I see are people who are disciplined in their life. I did think more about it though and thought, a Christian life of discipline. And Karen said, I'd love to hear some things of struggles, breakthrough and victories. So I don't bifurcate faith with all of life. My spirituality, my physical, it's all connected. So I'm going to talk about three things which, for me, is part of my discipline journey. The first is this, an area I struggle with, this will be no surprise to some of you who've known me for a while, is a discipline of actually looking after myself physically. If you've known me for a while, I've lost 40 kilos, I've put a little bit on lately. But this whole idea of being disciplined with food and exercise is a real struggle for me. And I recognize that part of that is actually spiritual, it's mental and it's physical. And so there's a big struggle for me. I'm trying to find a better rhythm for that in life. Because I think discipline, again, in the end, is about rhythms in life and it's about making a choice. Discipline for me is always about making a choice. That's a big struggle in my life, and I hope this side of eternity it is fixed in fact, a better way than what it is now. Breakthrough with discipline was when I decided that a good discipline would be to forgive people quickly. Now, I know there's a lot of conversation about how quickly we should or shouldn't forgive, but the reality is for me, it's a decision that I make to forgive somebody. Doesn't always mean I trust them straight away. Doesn't always mean I'm going to be back in their life straight away. Doesn't mean that we're going to be best friends again. But I recognize that as a Christian, this whole idea of stopping and saying they are a person loved by God the same way that I am, and they've got issues the same way as I've got issues, then forgiving, not holding it against them, is something that's really, really important. I've found breakthrough in it. It's actually helped me to live a better life for me personally, as I'm not so much bound by those other people, but it also helps me interact with somebody else with the love of Christ. The third thing is victory. I have to tell you, I'm a fan of the spiritual disciplines. I'm not supposed to talk about that today, Karen, but certainly Karen's going to speak about those. For me, something that's victorious and life-giving is a discipline that I have, and it's just to stop and to breathe. And in that point, when I do this, I sense God's presence. And a disciplined life recognizes, I believe, that God is always present. In fact, it is one of the greatest things about Scripture that it tells us that God is present. And for me, the discipline of stopping, it might be 7 times a day, it could be 12 times a day. It's stopping, close my eyes, breathing, settling in and allowing God's presence, God's Spirit to be made known to me afresh. And that is the greatest of all disciplines. This is an edit, by the way. I forgot to say something important. There's lots of scripture that talks about having a disciplined life and life of rhythms, but a quote by G.K. Chesterton has really helped me with this. It says, Christianity has not so much been tried and found wanting as it has been found difficult and untried. Think about that.